Velocity, Mooney, peace and blessings. Uh, all right, so I'm going to start doing monthly transit videos. I know it's kind of weird to just pop out in the middle of the month, deciding that you want to do monthly transit videos all of a sudden, but whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? Uh, so getting to it, the transits for October 14th and the rest of this black month of ours, right? So we got Mercury and Mars in Libra. Sun is about to enter Libra as well within the next week. Excuse me, within the next week or so. Uh, Jupiter is in Gemini. It's about to transit over into Cancer, I believe, within the next month. K2 is in Leo. It's going to be transiting to Leo. The moon is currently on this particular day. It's in Cancer. You know what I'm saying? It's in its home. It's domicile. Uh, Saturn is in Pisces, right? Still retrograding. And Rahu is in Aquarius. So, with this alignment in particular, getting to this Mars Mercury situation, Mars is currently in Vishaka. Mars just stepped in Vishaka, right? It's like a degree into Vishaka. Mercury is almost, you know what I'm saying, about to enter Vishaka as well. So, with this particular energy, the Mars alone going through the Vikshaka portion, this really is a good energy for sadhana. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual practice, spiritual purification. Vishaka, it represents like a branching off, right? And you could kind of think of the branching off as like, choosing to split onto this or that particular path, right? You know what I'm saying? The deity or the deity representation of Vishaka's Indra and Agni. If you know anything about these two particular gods, very powerful gods, very powerful deities and forces or whatever. But when it comes to that lower instinct, both of these niggas like to punch pussy, right? Both of these niggas have extremely lustful temperaments at times and can deal with the surge of energy that often accompanies the lower nature, that can often make an individual act within a seemingly mindless capacity, right? So this Vishaka Nakshatra itself, the animal representation of Vishaka being what is it, the male tiger? It's the male tiger, right? It's very ferocious. It's very primal, if you will. And with this Mars cruising through this sign as well, that type of knocking on the door, that type of temptation, that type of urge can be surging through the collective through a great deal, at least for the duration of this particular transit. Side note, motherfuckers is always freaked out. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, motherfuckers is always like, it's freaked out motherfuckers all over, right? But what I'm specifically saying now, like this energy happens to be in the air at a more heightened extent, right? For the duration of this Mars transit or whatnot, right? But Mars is accompanied by Mercury, right? And Mars is not somebody who likes to just succumb to lower instinct or, to Mars like to very much so be in control of his own will. So this is a time period if a person is conscious, if a person is aware to a certain degree. Everybody is conscious and aware to a certain degree, and everybody knows things that they can do to better themselves. So I shouldn't necessarily say that. But what I should say is that this is a time period for self discipline. You know what I'm saying? This is a time period for engaging in some sort of cleansing practice, maybe making some sort of commitment, because Libra is a zodiac sign of commitments, adhering to certain obligation or to a certain contract, you know what I'm saying? Taking up a sankalpa, right? Promise. You feel me? Doing something to overcome the lower instincts or the aspects of the self. You know what I'm saying? Vishaka is kind of like a dual nature nakshatra, right? Which is showcased by the split. On the one end, it can have like a lower self aspect, but also Vishaka is also seen as an nakshatra that's prevalent through people who are extremely devoted to like some type of religious cause or some type of, you know what I'm saying, higher outlook or philosophy or whatever you want to call it, right? You know what I'm saying? So with this Mars going through this particular sign, like Tapasya, strong Tapasya, you feel me? Strong, making a deeper commitment, you feel me? Actually using your willpower. And plus, since Mercury is also accompanied to Mars, using your intellect as well. You feel me? Using your willpower, using your intellect. To be honest, this Mars Mercury combination within Vishaka, within Libra in general, this can signify, maybe using mantra. You know what I'm saying? Because Libra is the air, Mercury deals with communication, Mars deals with energy and force. You feel me? Like mantra, japa, even affirmation, you feel me? Like using energetic scientific tools, repetition and working that in order to cleanse self, better self, overcome lower nature, yada yada yada, etc., right? Mantra japa. And I actually got some just a week ago, you know what I'm saying, a few days ago for real. I've actually gotten some cool revelation into the particulates of mantra. You know what mantra really is, the uses of mantra, just to share, I guess, a nugget or two. Um what did the nigga tell me? I was talking to a Buddhist nigga. Nigga was like 50 something years old. Motherfucker looked like he was no older than 30, right? So he definitely doing something right. But what did he tell me, man? It's I don't know why I'm having a major brain fart right now. Maybe I'm not supposed to say this shit to niggas. Um yeah, I'm having extreme brain fart right now. I just had this shit on my mind. Whatever, fuck it. Get into it. If it come back to me, I'll say that shit. But yeah, get into it. So that's the situation with the Mars Mercury that's currently in the air. Take advantage of the Vishaka energy while it's here. It's a really extreme energy. It's the energy that pushes the boundary, right? It's the energy that can really upgrade you or degrade you. You feel me? It's really up to what part of the split you align yourself with, right? And Jupiter is in Cancer, or Jupiter is about to be in Cancer, but it's still at the last degree of Gemini. It's also trining this, Vishaka Nakshatra as well, right? From Purnavasu, so it's really trining and affecting this Mercury and Mars as well, right? So Jupiter is going to naturally provide the faith, the encouragement, the light energy. You know what I'm saying? The purification is going to naturally provide the spiritual science, the dharma, the righteous way. The blessing. The lessening of the obstacle. You feel me? It's going to naturally provide these qualities and these energies to this particular portion of the zodiac, being trine and whatnot, right? So yeah, this is a great time for, self empowerment, spiritual empowerment, like, taking control of your life, all that. If a person wants to adhere to that type of thing. If not, you know what I'm saying, this pretty much can be a time to where some people might decide to waste their energies on, I don't know, sex, alcoholism, you feel me? Partying, fucking drugs, cocaine, just different outlooks or different modes of spending the energy. When Mars comes into Libra in general, Mars in Libra, it goes too far. It does too much. It can often indicate an addict of some sort. You know what I'm saying? Like it can often indicate somebody who likes to go hard after pursuing a particular pleasure or a particular commitment. a particular relationship, a particular substance, whatever, yada yada yada, etc., etc. Like Mars, it just keeps going. It doesn't know when to stop. You know what I'm saying? But this is good if you're channeling this energy into actual spiritual or higher level type of practices and whatnot. So that's the Mars and Mercury and Vishaka situation. So for the rest of this month, we have Sun about to enter debilitation as well. This season of the year, the fall. You know what I'm saying? This time of the year in general, October, November-ish or whatever. What we got Halloween, Day of the Dead, you feel me? Usually very sensitive time of the year, when the veil is thinned, at its thinnest or whatever, a lot of, I guess you could say, lower quote unquote demonic themes and energies come with Halloween, and the year is darkening, and yada yada yada, etc., right? So with the sun about to enter Libra, this and I will do a study on this sometime in the future. But when the sun comes into Libra, this shows a lessening of Dharma. This shows a lessening of the strength of light. Right. This shows a lessening of the magnificence of solar radiation in a way. Right. So what do these things particularly manifest? Right. So this can manifest lowly behaviors, not necessarily violent. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, we definitely probably get more killings in the summer, more. I would say more killings and crash outs in the summer because the solar radiation. That's that Leo Cancer energy. You know what I'm saying? Which could be a very angry, irritated energy for the sun as well, right? Because the sun is egotistical or whatnot, right? Like a king, like bitch, fuck you. You feel me? I ain't going for nothing or whatnot. I'm not finna be disrespected by anybody, right? That solar radiation in the summer could definitely make motherfuckers flip, but when it comes to the Libra sun energy, it's like it's debased type of dirtiness. It ain't even necessarily criminality, but if it is criminality, it's like stealing. You know what I'm saying? It's low shit. You feel me? It's like trafficking. You feel me? Like certain things that shouldn't be people that shouldn't be trafficked, right? Be the grotesque behaviors. You know what I'm saying? Like low energy shit. You feel me? Siphoning the energy. You feel me? Whoring, prostitution, and whatnot. I'll actually do a study, like you feel me, like when is prostitution at its highest point throughout the years. It probably I wouldn't be surprised if it's within the October, November month, for real, for real. I think that's the highest time of the year for human trafficking activity, to be honest. But so yeah, going off of the extreme end, like bring it back to a state of normalcy. The Sun and Libra energy is just more so of a it's just more so of a conforming type of energy. You know what I'm saying? The individual will is pretty much not as strong, not as steady within its own self, not as expressive, not as steadfast, not as centered on the square or whatnot, right? But that doesn't always have to be a bad thing, right? So that's the Sun of Libra. Venus is going through Virgo, but Venus is currently Parivartan. It's in the exchange with Mercury. So while Venus will be traveling through Virgo, um, this will, for some, it will cause it will push your button to try to detox, from a certain pleasure or a certain thing that you take into the body, maybe sexual activity, maybe something that is taxing your health or the equilibrium of your system. When Venus goes into Virgo, it'll bring up complications arising somewhere within your bodily system, usually within your taste within your taste food consumption, or usually within your, your sexual relationships and your partners and all that, because it's Venus, or usually, you feel me, even within your finances or within your expenses or whatnot, right? So Venus and Virgo, it'll manifest a problem. It'll force you to really rectify and be conscious of your Venusian action or whatnot, right? When it's coming into Virgo. Now, there's two outcomes. The person either fasts, remains celibate, or the person, you know, becomes conscious of the problem and alleviate the problem, right? And this brings the being, the life, the mechanism, the whatever, it brings it back into stasis. You feel me? It brings balance. It could even bring more gain, right? It can even bring you more money. It can bring you more abundance if you are able to discipline this Venus. But if not, it just brings more complication. It brings more of an issue. This is a time to where just throwing shit out there, like, you know what I'm saying? STDs can be contracted. Certain people, especially who have this Virgo situation at a major point within the chart. You can signify breakups. You can signify, contracting shit that antibiotics can't get rid of. It can signify health issues within the body, reproductive system. Uh, you feel me? The fluids within the body, hormones, yada yada yada, etc. etc. It can signify depths arising. You know what I'm saying? But with Mercury being in the Libra sign for the length of time that it will remain, it will also, this Mercury will be able to bring, intelligent solutions to where you don't necessarily nearly have to be as disciplined or as sacrificed or as, excuse me, as whatever that you might have to naturally be with a normal debilitated Venus. It'll maybe you catch something, or you feel me? And maybe the antibiotics work and whatnot, right? You can get back to fucking, right? You know what I'm saying? Uh so what do we have for the rest of this month? The Vishaka portion is really the major theme, you know what I'm saying? Especially with this Rahu, you know what I'm saying, being aspect Vishaka as well, because Rahu is like at 22, 21 degrees. Yeah, 22 degrees Aquarius. So Rahu is in a Purva Bhadrapada. So its ninth aspect is on Vishaka, right? So even though Jupiter is pushing good energy towards Vishaka, Rahu is also pushing its own energy towards Vishaka as well, right? So this could be the more, you know what I'm saying? This, it could be pushing illusion, it's pushing uh temptation, it's pushing the urge to go onto the right side of the split, or the left side of the split, the left hand path rather, right? It's pushing the urge for a person to become more carnal, more money hungry. This can be a time to where people are really interested in relationships, either getting deeper into your relationship, shit, maybe even trying some different sexual shit or BDSM or whatever the fuck, or you know what I'm saying, maybe you want to step outside and do some quote unquote forbidden shit, right? You want to cheat, you know what I'm saying? You want to solidify a connection with somebody that you've probably been already talking to on the side, right? With this Rahu, you feel me? It's bringing a more, I guess you could say, darker, demonic, for lack of a better word. Is it's bringing an illusion. You know what I'm saying? It's bringing like the matador with the red cape and the bull just constantly running afterward, or like a worm. You feel me? A worm on a fish hook and whatnot. And it's bringing you the bait. You feel me? It's trying to catch you. It's trying to reel you in and whatnot. So Rahu, uh, aspect in this Mars, also Jupiter aspect in this Mars, is kind of like a tug of war. But if a person is able to see Vishaka, I feel like Vishaka is also a sign of, I said this earlier, I believe, Sankalpa, like taking up like a religious promise. You feel me? Like dedication or devotion to refraining from something, or to doing a certain action for a certain amount of time, or whatever. Vishaka is really one of the points within the zodiac to adhere to this type of thing. You feel me? Um, But the Rahu, it's great to do that type of thing within this time, especially I feel like because Rahu is also incorporated into the mix of this energy, right? This is not necessarily a time period to where life just wants to be on autopilot, right? You never really want to be on autopilot, but not within this particular time for sure. I believe at least, right? Um, we're getting off of the Vishaka situation. What do we got? We got Sun opposite Saturn opposite Venus. Okay, so the Saturn Venus opposition plus Venus being in this debilitation, so this is really a theme of the desire not getting met. So, through a good number of people, it could be the it can be the vritti, or it can be the inner feeling of, damn, you know what I'm saying? I want this or I want that, or you know what I'm saying, I should be doing this, or my life should be here, or I should be feeling like this or experiencing this, or yada yada, etc. etc. But Saturn has that Venus on a noose, meaning that it's opposite, right? So it's like you got a desire for ice cream, or you got a desire to taste something in particular, but you're not able to right now. Now is the time to really practice contentment, right? For the duration of this Venusian transit through the sign of Virgo, contentment, you know what I'm saying, Santosha is very much so key principle in order to heal, the afflictions of this particular vibration or whatnot, right? You feel me? Be content, be at peace. Know that consumption, or know that external things don't necessarily fulfill or satisfy uh, you as a whole being, right? It doesn't satisfy you. The craving just adds on top of the craving, which adds on top of the craving. You know what I'm saying? Now you done fuck 8 bitches, you feel me? You done fuck 8 niggas, bitches. You know what I'm saying? You done fuck the whole neighborhood. Now you fucking niggas, you feel me? Because the craving adds on top of the craving. It doesn't satisfy itself, right? Be content. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really know how to be satisfied off of organizing your own energies. Really, the body is an energetic mechanism. You feel me? It's a car. It's a vehicle of its own. You feel me? Your internal energies. You feel me? They're rivers. They're nadis. They're flows. They're streams. You know what I'm saying? And any whatever that you feel is just a disturbance in the stream. So especially with this Venus in Virgo, Saturn is in Pisces, right? Sun is still in Virgo as well. Especially with this Venus Saturn opposition, this is a time to maybe try to be more conscious, more practical, and more patient about how one organizes and lets the nadis flow properly, right? Because Venus is a water element, right? It represents water and it represents flow. You know what I'm saying? It represents, feel good, all of that, right? Maybe you think that you know what I'm saying, you always hungry. It's not that you always hungry, or that you always want something to eat. Maybe you just need to do a parasite cleanse. You feel me? You need to do a detox. You feel me? You need to take some wormwood. You need to take certain herbs or whatever. You need to cut back on your food. Probably need to do a fruit fast or something. Once you clean your system out, you won't be hankering for food. You'll feel much clearer. You have a much clearer path of thought. You'll much more energy, much more power, much more magnetism to get through the day or whatever, and you'll find like, damn, I don't even want nothing to eat. I don't need nothing to eat. That shit make me feel slow. This shit slow me down. It claws me up. Yada yada yada, etc. etc. Doing this, organizing the rivers or unclogging the rivers, right? Being patient, conscientiously choosing to do the right thing to free up the clogs in the rivers or whatever, right? The energy naturally flows through the being, naturally flows through the body. Now all of a sudden you realize this thing that I thought I desired wasn't even a true desire. It was merely a manifestation of a deficiency of the improper flow of nodding throughout the body, right? So this is what this Venus and Virgo is about. The thing is, when Venus becomes debilitated, it's like, the taste can overtake conscious thought process at times. You feel me? If other factors are not at play. But no, that's pretty much yeah, that's pretty much I didn't talk too motherfucking much to be honest, but that's all I got for the rest of this video. But